Just understand I'm upset.
Okay.
All right? And don't talk to me about it. Because I don't want to talk about it.
What's wrong?
Man, I just got the blues. Reminds me of a song.
What's got you down, Josh?
What song?
I've just had a bad time here lately. Literally, I've had such a bad time that I've tried to talk to people at school about it, and they think I'm making it up. Because
Is that bad?
it's that bad. All right, here, I'll start it off. If you listened to the last episode, you already know this, but the rats only they only got worse. All right?
You have rats?
I have freaking rats.
Oh.
Yeah. They chewed a hole in the brand new kitchen floor this big. All right? And then we put traps, all kinds of stuff around that to try to get them not to come through there. They chewed another hole in the dining room, and it's this big. Yeah, and it gets worse because I can hear them under the floor and in the walls.
If you can see rats, you know you're completely infested, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I've put out traps. I've put out sticky traps. I've put out the inhumane traps. I put out poison.
Have you tried the peanut butter bucket?
No.
I've seen people do that.
Mm-hmm. You like get a 5-gallon bucket, and is it just a stick?
No, it's like pop cans, or you could use sticks, I'm sure.
Yeah, pop cans, and you put peanut butter in the middle.
I mean, it's not peanut butter. It could be like just peanuts or anything.
Yeah, you can just typically like smear peanut butter on the can or something, and as they're stepping, they'll fall into the bucket, and you have water, and they'll drown. You get a bunch of.
You don't have to do water. I haven't seen one with water in
I
it.
drink water.
Well, it's made me a violent person because I was one of the people that was like, just catch the rat or the mouse
What if you get a
humanely.
cat?
I've thought about getting a cat.
What if you borrow Sophie?
Yeah, what up, Sophie?
I've thought about stealing Sophie, but I've thought, or I've always said, just do it humanely. Don't hurt it. I have this thing. It looks like a paddle. It's all metal. All right, and when I've
That probably is humane though.
yeah,
Like they'll
one
die.
quick crack to the neck. Yeah, but it just sucks. I feel so freaking powerless. Not only that,
Where'd they come from?
outside, we're right next to the woods. They come from there.
Mm.
Yeah. It's kind of a problem in the neighborhood.
That's what I was meaning. Is there like an infested house that it just like spreads out?
No, it's all around us. But there's that. And then what I think was the reason why they started coming in was because my beautiful, handsome dog, Wolf, got tangled around the water spout for the water hose outside, yanks this mother fricker out of the ground. All right? It spews up in the air like a geyser
Old
for
faithful.
for at least 2 hours. I flooded the whole entire neighborhood. I'm not even joking. I'd never seen it so flooded there. And it was all because of my water. All because of this dang
Oh,
dog.
is that Bill?
Yeah, those I'd hate to
We've
see
not
that.
even gotten it yet.
Oh,
I don't envy that.
But then
that pressure. That's gotta be.
we fixed it,
Mhm.
put the water spout back in. All right. And it gets really cold. We'll talk about the weather here in a little bit. But we keep our water dripping. You know how we're supposed to do.
Especially outside faucets. Like,
Yep. And then I'm going to work the next day. I'm in my routine. I don't know what the heck I was thinking, but I go and I turn off literally every single faucet and all the water. I never go into the kitchen in the morning, but that morning I had to wash my hands in the kitchen and then brush my teeth in the bathroom. I turned everything off. So guess what? By the time Tiffany woke up at like 10 o'clock,
pipes burst.
no, they were frozen,
froze.
completely frozen. So we went days without water. All right. And then a few days after Christmas, we had no water during Christmas. I had to go wash my clothes and wash my body.
Now, what does that affect? Like, does that affect any, like, laundry, obviously?
Yeah, it affects laundry. It affects that I can't freaking cook, do dishes, clean, laundry. I already said that. But my
What
body,
Yep.
brushing my teeth.
Does commode work?
No. No, don't.
You got one flush left in the tank.
That was literally it. I was like, all right, pee as many times as you can. I won't talk about it, but
You didn't have to bring that up.
but I'm sorry, that's gross. That's on
It's
me.
already there. It's out there. Josh pees.
But anyway, so a few days after Christmas, we hear the water running. And it's like, oh, great. I go and I turn on the faucets, all the faucets, none of them work. But the water's still running
Where?
underneath the house.
Oh no.
So I had to run, turn off the water again, and then we had to drain out the downstairs because we have a basement technically, but it floods because there's a natural spring and there's a crack in the concrete. But anyway, so we drain that out. Look at the pops. They're obliterated. All right, so we replace the pops. Boom, we got water again. And it's good for a good 4, maybe 5 days. Then I wake up one morning and I turn on the water, nothing comes out. What the heck has happened? All right, I checked the thing, the water heater and stuff. It's not that. Those are completely on.
Okay.
I go, oh, please, Lord, no. I walk out
The
there.
neighborhood flooded again.
The neighborhood was freaking flooded again. My
Precious dog.
precious dog pulled it out of the ground again. And this time he did it in a way that we can't just fix it. So I still have no water. I'm having to go to someone else's house just to shower and do
You
laundry.
can't fix it?
Not easily. Not with the skills that I have right now, and not with the freaking money that I have. Speaking of money, I'll get into the next bad thing. Oh, when we had water, I was doing my laundry one night. So it doesn't even matter if I have water or not because I can't do laundry because my washer broke in the middle of the night.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I was like, that must be the train going by the house. And it felt like the house was coming down. I run in there. I can't even hold this thing down with my hands.
Oh no!
All right, yeah, it's moving around.
Just get wrapped around it or something, or
I think, I don't know.
Did the basin come loose somehow?
Yeah, that's. So I'm pretty sure I could fix it, but it's just
very unfortunate.
yeah. Because I was telling this guy at school, he's like, "Oh, I know you're leaving early just because you want to chill out or something." I was like, "No, my water is off right now. I have to do laundry at other places." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, my mom, her washer broke at one time." I was like, well, it wouldn't matter if I had water because my washer also broke. And so it sounds like I'm making this crap up. And I'm not even done yet. But,
We all know that one person. Oh, you're having a bad day? Mine's actually good.
but that was that. So we still have no water. We can't heat up the house.
I can't heat up the house.
Because there's no running heat or anything like that. We don't have air or
What happened to
anything.
that? Or you just didn't
It's
have
never had it. But we have 2 heaters. And it's like they barely make it to the bed. And so we're trying to stay warm in there, but it's hard. But anyway, speaking of money, the reason why I can't pay for any of these things, I might be getting fired.
Yeah.
I was asked to be put back on the schedule, and I'm just not on the schedule anymore. So, if you have a job that you'd like to offer me, that'd be pretty awesome. There's more things that I'm forgetting, but I guess it just sounds like I'm complaining and making stuff. I'm seriously, I'm not.
You need this. You needed this.
I needed this because I can't tell anybody, and I'm freaking out. But there's all of that. It's like, it's just some minor inconveniences turning into a bad day and a bad week. And once you get to all of that, it's a bad freaking life. All right?
Whoa.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Back off the ledge.
My tires are bald, so I'm like, yeah.
The one you drove me?
Yeah. I'm like driving, and it's raining and stuff. And I can't steer the car because I'm hydroplaning.
Like it was raining today. Like the roads were wet today.
But that's all that. I have more, but I can't think of it. I have more bad. But nowhere will freaking call me back. Okay, I'm not. I've been calling all them anyway, but like,
Do you need me to look and see if we have job openings?
please.
I'll look.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I'm doing pretty good in school.
That's good.
Yeah, I made below 100 for my first time for a test because they switched up how they did everything, and they didn't tell the students. Well, we'd read the chapter and we'd do highlights, and you'd go off the highlights. You had to study these highlights that was on the test.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the highlights don't matter. They didn't tell us, and they come out there. There's people I've never made below 100,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a few people.
Just said that.
Yeah.
He wants us to know.
There's a few people that was kind of the same. People that like miss maybe one, maybe two questions
Mm-hmm.
are missing like 10 or 12 now. And they come out there and we're like, hey, some of these aren't even in the highlights and the wording's like completely off. And they're like, well, you're not ready for state board. We can tell you that right now. It's like, no, we're not. That's why we're here.
We had something similar happen in middle school. Or not middle school, that was high school. Geometry.
Oh. Yeah, we got to talk the wrong side of
Yeah.
the wrong guy.
I'm sure we mentioned this before too, but when we had, I don't even remember an actual teacher's name.
Well, she got injured and left.
You can relate to that.
Okay. And boy, did I teach the wrong half of the book?
Yeah, so pretty much what happened is we had a student teacher.
That was told what to teach.
Yeah,
by the
this
teacher.
is not her fault.
Yeah, it wasn't her fault.
The main teacher was like, here, this is what you need to teach them. And so she taught us that the whole semester, the whole 4 or 5 months of school. And then we started.
Half, yeah. Well, you said the semester.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a full year course. It was.
Well, I know that.
Okay,
That's
well,
why I said 4 to 5 months.
But then you said the whole year.
No, I didn't. I said school. 4 or 5 months of
A
school.
whole year of school, but that,
4 or 5 months of school.
yeah, that's one semester. But
Yeah.
not a whole year.
I didn't say anything about it yet.
There's 2 semesters.
I didn't say anything about it
You
yet.
did.
I
You go
didn't.
back, but continue.
I will. The whole semester, the whole 4 or 5 months of school. Okay, but anyways, we get to the end of year exam. And nobody knew anything on the exam. And we brought it up with their actual teacher. And she's like, oh yeah. Like she said this so nonchalantly, like so casual. She's just like, oh yeah, I had a student teacher teach the wrong half the book.
On purpose.
Maybe.
Just to stump you kids.
That's how it got at least 5 people to fill a test.
Did they? Oh, cause they. Oh, cause they.
Yeah, I didn't know this at the time. Copy my answers. And so after the exam was up, he looks at me and he goes, Roger, I'm sure glad you knew what you were doing because I knew nothing on that test. I didn't know anything on that test.
I don't remember taking that.
You probably did.
How? How would I know?
That was like the end of the course.
Miss it.
You still have to. That was like the end of the course.
It was.
Yeah, it turns out.
I still remember.
But yeah, it turns out after he copied the answers, he was sneaking his paper to the whole new table so they couldn't copy it.
Y'all passed, so I got credit.
Yeah, somehow.
I mean, I still got an 80.
Not retake it.
We didn't.
Oh, you're.
I mean, I still got an 88.
You're talking about.
But
Oh, your hair. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the school.
Yeah.
no,
Not
no.
your hair.
Did all that. And then,
But yeah, they
well, you should have known.
did all that, and then
Yeah.
we're like, well, you should have known.
But,
But yeah, it has crazy.
and
But
embarrassing things.
Speaking of money,
Talk about embarrassing
and
family
embarrassing
moments. I still
things.
don't have any.
we won't talk about embarrassing
You
family
told us a
moments
really
because I
good
still
one.
don't have any. You told us a really good one, but you don't want to say it on camera.
Something
Not-
that's
not
incredibly
for this.
embarrassing.
But something that's
People do.
incredibly embarrassing.
Okay, so when you're buying
and things that
something,
people
your
do-
card gets declined, have
Okay,
you
so
ever
when
had
you're
someone's
buying
card
something
get
and your
declined?
card gets declined, have you ever had
What
someone's
do you
card
do?
get declined?
I have.
What do you do?
Someone give away his credit card information on the phone. The guy
Support.
that called you.
He got scammed.
Support.
Oh.
You got scammed.
I'll let you.
Oh.
Well, what do you do like when you're working?
I'll
at
let you
Waffle
tell your
House and
story.
someone paid? Well, what do you do like when you're working at Waffle House and someone paid? What did you do when if their card got declined?
Put this another way.
Well, I'm like all nonchalant about it, you know, because the receipt still pops up. It says declined. I'm like, hey, don't know what to tell you, but your card got declined. And I'll be like, we can try it again, you
But
know,
every
if you
time
want
my
to.
card has got
And they'll
declined,
say, oh, but every time my card has got declined,
your card got declined.
as loud as they can, your card got declined for insufficient funds. It's like, why do you got to do that? What?
No, it said you maybe we're roasted. No, it said you roasted. You got no money.
It wasn't. Oh yeah, pit pads have
And they were saying
problems.
you're
You're just out of money.
And they were saying you're missing some information. Like, no. No money.
Yeah.
There's like people behind me.
Every time too, it's and there's like people behind me. There's one time, like I've had someone pat me on the. Sorry, bud.
Sorry. Do that to you.
It's like, why didn't you just say it? Whisper it. No, they yell it every time. There was one time I went in, and this is probably the most embarrassing because I worked there.
And I walked in to
I
buy
put in an order of food, and I walk in to buy it. My
was $2.
whole entire check
My card got
was
declined.
$2. And my card got declined.
It got
And,
declined.
and the lady, and I didn't like working with her, but she goes, it got declined, sorry.
Okay.
And just handed me the receipt. I was like, oh, okay. And I had to leave. Over $2.
And then she went and told everybody that my card got declined.
And then she went and told everybody that my card got declined. Because they said, buddy, I wouldn't have charged you for $2. It's like, how'd you know?
So bad.
That's terrible.
So bad.
It happened.
She did not like you.
No, she didn't.
Do we know her?
You do.
Okay.
I'll believe it. We're at 17 minutes.
You just read it.
It was.
I didn't write the name. Oh.
I thought he was over here writing the name on it.
I did too.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not bleeping it either. No, I'm not bleeping it. Oh, something else. I got poison ivy, if you can't tell. That's what that little blemish is. Usually my skin doesn't come with blemishes. It's always mostly perfect. But anyway, I got poison ivy all the way from my head to my arms, all the way down to my shoes. You have to bleep that one. Bleep it so they don't know what I said. And so they think I said something different. And now they don't know. They're confused. Did he say or did he say they'll never know.
We're trying this new thing where
Yeah.
we try to stay on topic.
I just wanted to tell you, because I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, that's another bad thing. Since my card getting declined is another bad thing that happened.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No chance.
Yeah. And
Why didn't you fight back for that one?
well, I mean, I kind of,
No.
I looked at my bank account right after she said that,
Mhm.
and of course we were just standing there, and she goes, or I go, yeah, I remember what happened, and then that's when I walked out.
No, you tried to make it better. You just accept your fate and leave.
I read a similar story about that. This guy apparently was, and he was going to McDonald's, and there's this like homeless man there.
Oh, did her
And
burn stuff?
no, maybe. It's probably when Josh started writing. It was.
No, what you did. Well, we'll just have to use the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
But we missed the best part about us all cracking up. Dang. It's
That
all
really
right.
I
sucks.
can't believe you did that.
Now the bleeping is not going to be as cool either.
I
Anyway,
think we even tried to hit the space bar probably.
Yeah.
But it
it doesn't matter. Anyway, We'll figure it out.
Y'all do me dirty, okay? This is my bad day.
No, this is my bad, and you can't take it from me.
You've had a whole month. Give him 1 day.
Come on!
Go ahead.
There's a homeless guy outside of a McDonald's, and the guy felt bad. He's like, "Look, come inside. Like, I'll get you a McChicken, you know." And then he goes in there, tries to pay for just a McChicken. He doesn't even try to buy himself anything at this point. He declined. Apparently, the homeless guy just looks at the guy and said, "Come on, join me. Somebody will take care of him."
Oh gosh.
How sad did it happen to you? You didn't offer to go buy something else.
You know, McChicken. They're probably about $2.
Yeah. Give the chicken like $2.
Man, if you just so happened to end up watching this, I understand, dude. Homeless people are ruthless, so.
Some.
Like, yeah.
Well, a lot of them are homeless.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They'll walk a block or 3 after they jump out of their SUV that's paid for.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just get a bunch of money all day.
There was this one that was in front of Walmart, had his puppy, and he was never homeless, but he would always have stacks of cash because people were throwing it at him like he was a stripper. But like there was one time Tiffany was at a gas station, and there's a homeless guy that said, "Hey, do you have any change?" And she goes, "I'm sorry, all I have is my card." And he said, "Well, you can go into the ATM."
Yeah.
Like they do not care.
Some of them are getting a little
And then
out there.
Have I ever told about the one time I was trying to be nice to some homeless people?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Well, there was one time that, I remember what I was writing it down for. But anyway, I went trying to be a nice person. I had a few extra dollars. I lived in Knoxville at the time. There's a lot of homeless people here.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped. I see this guy. He's got his sign, and he was so upset because people were passing him up. I was like, man, I could go help that guy. So I get some stuff from the gas station. It's a Pilot, fresh food. Anyway, I go try to find him. I can't find him. I'm like, man. And I was really upset about it. But then I seen 3 people. I was like, well, here's my chance. I stop. I give them the bag of food. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get you guys a warm meal. So let's walk over to the McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So we walk over to the McDonald's. And then I start saying, what would you guys like? Well, little did I know that while I was getting their order, one of them went and started getting more homeless people. And there was a group of like 16 of them. And I was expecting a few dollars. Homeless people don't go and are like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, just get a burger.
Yeah,
thank you.
give me one of the dollar menu things. No, they're like, I want a Big Mac meal, and if you could tell them to make sure that they have lettuce and extra sauce, and they're like a 10-piece nugget, and like, all their meals were freaking $10 each. I started like just saying, all right, you're going to have to get like something cheaper. I don't know if I can afford this now.
Yeah, that's awful. They took advantage of you.
Yeah, and then I parked because I went through the drive-thru because they were taking away the chairs, so the homeless people couldn't sit there at this McDonald's. But anyway, I go through the drive-thru. I was like, I asked them, and just because I was scared, I was like, "You guys have cameras, right? Just in case I get out here and I get mugged." And they're like, "Yeah, we got you." And so I pull over, I pull in the parking spot, and I get a pocket knife and put it in my pocket, and they start walking over to my car. I'm like, "Stop. You go back over there."
Did you?
I was scared. Like, have you had 16 desperate people walking towards you that fast?
No, I mean,
It's scary, man.
well, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if one of them's got to use a needle or something. They can just stick you with, and then you're done.
Yeah, they're like, but yeah, homeless people are crazy. I tried to do it too, but I laughed. Something else that's crazy is this weather. So we'd get back to it, and now we're back. What are you guys thinking of this weather?
I mean,
I don't
it's
like
not fluctuating that much. It's going from 55 to 32.
It's going lower than 32.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. So first off, it
He
was
sleeps every time it's below. He doesn't wake up in time
it
for it
was
to be cold.
snowing in October.
Yeah. Well, I thought you meant recently.
Well, was October to
When
now.
you say this weather's been crazy, I think last couple weeks.
Even the last couple
Yeah,
weeks, though, it was almost below zero. Wind chills were negative 19.
Okay, but that's still cold. I'm talking about fluctuating, like it being cold one day and then summer temps the next.
It was like literally 50 degrees the night before it got down to 1
It
degree.
gets cold at night.
Not 50 degrees colder than
Yeah.
It gets cold. It does in the desert.
It does.
We're not in the desert.
Yeah. It
We're in
should-
Tennessee.
That's not the desert.
Let's be honest, guys. We don't have much time left on Earth. With this weather.
The planet.
Yeah. Like it gets that cold and stuff, and then it's just back up to freaking 80
Well,
degrees.
we're lucky that we're in the hottest period in a long time.
Yeah.
Like we're about to go back into an ice age.
Really?
So.
You say about like it's like in the
Well,
next few years.
Mark your calendars, folks. 2023.
We will be long gone before another ice age hits.
But that's why the weather's being so crazy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. I thought it was something like global warming, the big hole in the ozone.
That's actually getting better.
Is it?
It is.
I know during Corona when we were all, tucked away.
Well, that's what they tell you.
This word retention.
You heard it here, kids. Global warming's not going to hurt you. That's so correct.
That was a great bit.
But there was one time because I got.
We'll cut it. Fine.
No, we're not going to cut that. That's funny.
No, we'll cut it.
We need to learn from our past mistakes.
Yeah, okay.
Cut it. Can't do nothing with you folks.
But I got my truck back. It wasn't mine. It was my father's, obviously.
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 Do you guys think I can afford a truck? Thank you.
$2 receipt. I can just see the way attitude of that.
She didn't like. I didn't really like her. She didn't like me either, obviously. But anyway, I got my truck back, and that's one of the reasons why it reminds me of how bad the weather is. Because there's one point I was dating this girl in high school, and that's when I drove the truck regularly, and it was so cold outside. And the steering wheel gets pretty cold, especially when you don't have heat in the truck.
Yeah, and you can't run it because
Yeah.
someone's like, well, it'll get stolen.
Yeah. And so I started wearing gloves. And she made fun of me with my
I
little,
remember you telling me.
with my little baby hands. Not to
Yeah.
mention how small my little baby hands are. This is a 7.5. Try it on, Jordan.
I fit my pinky.
Hey! No, it didn't go all the way down. Well, that's basically all the way down. Nope. Got little baby hands. Call me baby hands, Josh. But speaking of the truck,
What about your feet? You got baby feet?
no.
What size?
10.5.
It's not bad.
What size do you have?
9.5.
And obviously you got 13.
Well, I think I can fit in 12s,
Yeah.
but I like a bit room, my toes not to be crushed.
Yeah, I definitely can fit in a 10 with some brands, but some brands I can't.
I always have to get the wide shoe too. So
Yeah.
it's like 13.
I used to have to, but now I like them to be slimmer because it makes my foot look better.
That's not good for your feet though.
Well, it's not squeezing them.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. Well, I guess, but like your feet can like get really
Yeah,
deformed.
yeah, no.
There's like a whole movement of barefoot walking. Try
No.
to get your feet shaped back to how it should be.
No. We're not, what's his name? Liver King? We're not Liver King. We don't care.
I mean, some people go actual barefoot, but they're like shoes
Yeah,
that are called barefoot shoes. They're
I've
like,
heard of these.
that might be
Yeah.
cool.
and they're wide enough for your feet where they can naturally splay out like they should.
Do you remember when those shoes with the toes came out?
Why the frick am I so quiet? Can we just? I'm talking loud. Is this mic like weak on this side or something?
They'll be able to hear that.
Well, we were gonna cut that out anyway. I figured.
No.
I'm glad Jordan just decides what work we do. he says we.
Well,
like
I
it's a
never
group.
wanted that in there. But I'm talking loud and it's not coming up loud.
You're able to be heard though.
Well, I know, but
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't be upset.
Anyway,
sometimes I'm just talking normal and it's really quiet.
do you remember those shoes?
Restart.
Do you remember those shoes with the?
Wait, yeah. Restart.
Do you remember? Do you remember those shoes with the toes when they came out? And they're
Yeah.
like a big thing, and I thought like I wanted some so bad.
No, you didn't want to.
I did want them. I mean, looking back, who in the world wanted to put those on their feet?
That some of the barefoot shoes are like that.
Are they?
I don't think I wear those.
Yeah, they look
Maybe
ridiculous.
water shoes.
Water
I can see
shoes.
those water shoes.
Yeah, water shoes would be cool.
Yeah, but other than that,
No,
I'm not walking around with
No.
my toes out like that.
no.
All right, the best shoe. Best.
Whoa.
Best shoe type. Like what?
Dress shoes.
I guess format of shoe. What's the best format of
You
shoe?
have to like, explain that.
What?
I'm too
Well,
low
you have,
for
like-
class to understand what that means.
You have like sandals. You have loafers.
No.
You could have
Yeah.
just said style.
Dress shoes. I'm
Dress
over
shoes?
here saying it. Yeah, they're cool.
No.
They're nice.
They're not comfortable.
Are you talking about comfort or the best looking shoe?
I just said best shoe.
Okay. So if we're adding all the comfort and stuff, then I probably wouldn't pick dress shoes. I wouldn't pick Converse, not Vans.
No.
Probably some type of Skechers or Puma. No, Pumas aren't that.
The big old grill masters.
Nope.
They're
These
not-
are the first pairs of Knox
I
I've
know,
ever
right?
had.
Right now.
First pair of Knox I've ever had.
Oh really?
Yeah. My mom bought them for me. Because I can't afford shoes myself.
Well, New Balance are they're really nice.
My dad gave me some New Balances. I'm such a loser. Yeah.
I would. All right. Flip flops.
No.
No.
Yeah, I love flip flops.
You do love flip flops. You wear them all the time.
They're so comfy. Well, at the house, I don't go out in public, but they're just so comfy.
I can't tell you the last time I wore a pair of flip flops.
Why?
Just don't like them.
I'm talking about like real flip flops, not slides.
Yeah.
Like real
Flip flops. No,
You're
can't
in
tell you.
between the toe. You know.
All up in there. I used to be pretty good friends with this guy. He used to call flip flops feet thongs.
Well, you know, in Australia, that's what they're called. Like,
They're
not feet
called
thongs, just thongs.
Really?
Yeah.
If only they knew.
I mean, I'm sure they know that.
You know what else they say in Australia?
They call McDonald's Macca's.
Mackers.
Macca's.
Whoa! Oh, shit.
That part can be cut.
That's not what I meant.
You just had to go and add that hard R to it.
Well, I thought in Britain, it's okay.
Yeah, we don't have... Let's get back to the truck.
Oh,
and-
Roger didn't say his shoe.
Oh, did you not?
Preference.
Say
He
your
said
shoe.
the ones you're wearing. What are they?
No, I was just saying, you looked at my shoes when you were talking about them one style. I'd just say those weren't the style.
Oh.
I just like tennis shoes.
We got to stop asking him questions.
Boots aren't.
I'm sorry, I'm just a very casual person.
Alright, the people that wear cowboy boots everywhere, come on now.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
got to stop doing that.
Come on. You know who I'm talking to. I know you.
The whole thing with cowboys, do you guys know what real cowboys are?
Like
Well,
now
what
or
do you
what
mean?
they used to be?
What they used to be.
I know what they used to be.
Like they would literally wrangle
Ranch.
cattle.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
rangers.
That was like 30 years worth of stuff. I was told by my history teacher. He said the whole cowboy thing was a span of 30 years. And then people were like, okay, we're done with this. Except for people now still wearing the big old cowboy hat and the boots and stuff. You look
Well,
ridiculous.
they're still ranchers.
Yeah.
They don't typically have to go lasso
Yeah.
like that, and they've got a lot better technology now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, cowboys still are around.
Yeah.
Wasn't just
You have a
30
very
years.
loose definition. Very, very loose.
But you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to go around calling anybody nowadays a cowboy without trying to make fun of them.
Yeah.
No, we call them ranchers.
Yeah. Ranchers.
Yeah.
But
What?
we had a lot of momentum going. then we brought up Cowboys. That just killed us. Well, but we'll go back, like I said, to the truck gang people because I have my truck back. You guys,
Well, we never finished Roger's story.
what story?
What
Which story?
Credit card.
Oh, the one you wanted me to tell. At work. Oh, man.
You tell it. Go in your jacket.
It's okay.
Okay.
He's proud.
At work, I got this phone call, and if somebody thinks they got a scam call or something, they'll report it to us to let us know, and so we can see if it's possible to reverse the charge. This person calls, they got scammed. They just pretty much gave away gift cards for free, almost like $800 worth, I think. That's not all. The dude that scammed the guy, he was like, "Oh, for thanks for you helping us. We're going to give you a bonus for your work and stuff." So he's just like, "All I just need proof of your ID and your card information so we can put it on there." This dude sends the scammer a picture of the front and back of his driver's license, social security card, and debit card.
A picture of his social.
All three of them, license, social security, and debit card. All that information.
And just, there you go. You're right. Thank you. I'm proud to be working with you.
And then after a while, he's like, I guess he got nervous and calls us. He's like, "Did anybody do this?" Like, "No." He's like, "What do I need to do?" And one of my leads on my shift is like, "You might want to invest in some LifeLock or something." That's about all we can do.
Busy.
What are we supposed to do for you?
Just lock your card as soon as you can. That's
But
all we
your
can do.
social getting out. You can't come back.
Yeah, especially it's too late for LifeLock
Yeah.
at that point.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
There was this one time that I was running credit for somebody, and her card came up stolen.
Ooh. What'd you do?
Well,
I,
I was gonna say because I also work with a lot of that stuff too. And just because it says stolen, it doesn't necessarily mean, of course, somebody reported it as stolen. It could just mean they're traveling away from areas they normally do, so their
Yeah.
bank kind of locked it
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
Yeah,
we've ran
purchase
into that.
happens.
If it wasn't for the address was based in Knoxville.
That might be a little bit different.
Did you let her charge?
Huh?
Did you let her charge?
No, I mean, I was just like, hey, it got declined. I was like,
once
should
that
I?
pops up, it doesn't light the card.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, should I tell her? They're like, no, don't tell her. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Hey, your card came up stolen, and then she kills me. Like,
Yeah, that's more. She brings out her gun. It's
Wow.
like, what did you say?
I don't think that's how it'd go down. But
yeah. People get so mad, which it's like we have a thing at my job where they're probably going to fire me. Where if your dog passes away under the certain criteria, then you can get another one.
oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah, and I've been on the phone with people, and it's like they're like, "Oh, my dog ran away. I'll need a new one," or something like. And so, well, it doesn't really work like that. It has to die. You have to get the echoscopy, I believe is what it's called, for it and stuff. And it said we can't really just whenever a dog goes missing give out another dog. We'd just be giving out free dogs. And she goes, "I paid this much money. Are you telling me that you think that I'm trying to get another dog?" I was like, "No, ma'am. I was just saying." I calmed down the situation, but that's what that happened. That's what that happened.
That's what happened.
We said two different things. They said make much sense.
And then he was like, yeah. Is that about time?
To stop?
We're at 40 minutes.
No, I still have more to tell about like cards declining. Now
Oh,
that you mentioned
okay.
more.
Go.
I work with a lot of gas station
You
employees,
do?
not just like normal gas station employees. Third shift gas station employees.
Ooh.
They're a different breed. So,
Getting weird.
what do you want me to do?
I don't know. Maybe let me close my leg.
He's doing it with me too.
Here, we'll go,
What do you want me to
shoot
do?
Out,
I'm just-
shoot out. Shoot out.
I'm just
No, go under.
We're talking about our leg situation. We're making pretzels under the table, by the way.
We're entangled.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like keep it as.
Oh,
You
just
guys
go-
are spreading.
Go under.
I'm
Go
not
under.
spread. Does that look spread?
Let me go under.
Under my leg. Like
Jordan's
yeah,
over
like
there
that.
spread like peanut butter. Anyway, just go ahead.
I'm angled.
So yeah, third shift gas station employees. If and we work like a lot of diesels. So when we sell a lot of diesel, like it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And sometimes after they feel like their card will decline, or like the check they're using it declines,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the employees, they call us and they're like, this card's declining, what can we do? And it's like, unless he has a different form of payment, there's nothing we can do. He's gonna have to pay a different way.
Mhm.
He's like, well, he doesn't have another way to pay, so what are we gonna do? And in my head I'm just thinking, unless you want to give away like $1,000 worth of fuel or something for free, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And so there's another instance where there's also like the trucking company, so he's like corporate checks. And so they can like authorize a lot more money than just a personal check,
I think they should have like accounts. Why don't
They do.
Okay, they do. Like Pilot has like an account.
Like, what do you mean? I don't
Like
know.
I think like truckers specifically, if their car were to decline, they should have a charge account through the whatever gas station.
Oh, no, that would work.
Why?
Why would it?
Why not?
Because whatever card company they're going through, it should be authorized for what they need.
It's whatever.
That'd be like if Josh went and tried to pay that $2 and then declined. You're like, oh, I'll just come back later and pay for it.
Well, yeah.
But no, that's not how it works. But anyways, this guy's check was declining. And the person like, you know how checks work?
Yeah.
You know how checks work, right?
Yeah.
Apparently this guy didn't. Or this girl didn't. She's like, can I just make up some numbers and put it in the registry here and run it?
No. Like it's just monopoly money. They're just
Yeah, that's pretty much. They're just like,
I know
"Can't
what
just-"
this does.
Yeah, it's like, this guy's check number isn't working. Can I just make up some numbers? No, you can't just do that.
Golly, well,
It's
People.
something.
different breed. Night shift people are.
Yeah. Like Waffle House.
Yeah. There was this girl that used to work at Waffle House, and she works. I'm not going a different restaurant now. I don't think it matter, but
The one you work?
no.
Oh.
Waffle House works at a different restaurant. She was my server again.
Mm.
But I swore I worked with her at one point. It's just because I recognized her from Waffle House. But she comes to the table. I'm looking at her like, I was like, have you ever worked at Rickard Ridge?
What'd you say?
That's where I
That's
work.
where he worked.
Yeah.
Currently.
But
Just dox yourself.
It's not like he's.
yeah, I'll
speaking
probably
bad about
not
this
work
one.
there for another few months. It'd been literally 6 months since
All right,
last
we
time.
live at.
But anyway, you work at Rickard Ridge at any point? She said, no. I was like, are you sure you didn't? And she goes, no, I really didn't. And then I sat back. I was trying to figure out, and I was like, are you sure you didn't work at Rickard? Because I feel like we worked together at one point. She goes, I worked at Waffle House. I was like, there it is. Annoyed the heck out of her just to figure out where I knew her
Remember
from.
my order?
Remember, I always got the All-Star meal.
Couldn't eat it all. It should never be eaten all the way. That's what I order. Big Roger like that.
Yep.
Dirty.
But again, we'll go back to the truck gang. Do you have more stories back
No,
there?
it's okay.
Okay. You sure?
Sure, we can talk
Speak
about
up. Speak up.
We can talk about the truck.
But,
Sorry. I didn't know what you wanted to do.
I just want Josh to see.
but going back to the truck gang, because I was technically the first people to ever go to that Dairy Queen that's in Gamble County. You guys remember the list?
I do remember the list.
We were.
Josh was number 1.
Yeah, I was number 1.
No, we let those people come in front of us.
And I still got my
Josh,
order
yeah.
in before then. I was like,
So we let the people go in front of us. Did you was number 3?
I think. I don't know.
I was number 4, I'm pretty sure.
I think I might have been 5.
I don't know.
because I let them in front. That girl friend requested me on Facebook after that too, but I let her in front, and then while they were deciding, they were letting everyone else in, and so I just went up chicken biscuit. But yeah, so I was number 1 at that restaurant.
That was a fun night.
It was. We gave them that list. We had a list of 100 people because they said after 100 people, nobody's getting the free ice cream for a year.
Yeah,
after.
there was a little card opening thing.
Mhm.
Free ice cream for a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't really for a year. It was 2 a month. But
Yeah.
it was still.
Yeah.
We didn't use them all, I don't think.
I used literally, I think, 2.
I think
I
we
used
got
more than
6.
2, but I think I used about the same.
But so I went around and I was the list guy that whole entire night. People would walk up to me and they say, "You're the list guy. Can I sign my name?" And so after that, if you guys remember, I literally had to line everybody up because everyone was camping out. There's
remember.
people
Yeah.
sleeping, and they were saying it's about time. I was like, "All right, guys." And they said, "Make sure everybody's in line so I don't lose my spot." And so I was calling out their name and stuff and got them all lined up. Then let that person in front of me. Still got number 1. But
Well, it wasn't just anyone. They needed to go in front.
yeah. But we actually also had access. Me and you had access before it even opened, the day before, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
We went in and ate inside. But you and the guy we were with were too afraid to do it.
Yeah, we were afraid. We were just waiting in the truck for you guys.
You were like, oh, because we seen some other people going in inside. And we're like,
Apparently it was a special event.
yeah.
They just let you in.
Yeah, it was like a test run
Yeah.
for opening day. We weren't invited.
No. But then we went to Dollar Tree, and I took a picture on top of my truck with the truck gang in the back.
You had like the hammock at that time, though. Truck bed.
Yeah. Made out of,
Jump kit.
no, not jumper cables. They're straps or some
Yeah.
sort. I forget what they're called.
It's fine.
Yeah. But took a picture because the guys would sit at Walmart and rev their engines and would just sit there with their trucks. Do you guys remember that?
Well, they would actively hang out and talk.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's turned back on me. I don't want to talk about it.
Making fun of people for socializing.
It wasn't
They
that
had
they
friends.
were socializing. It's just they were being really loud doing it.
Yeah.
Like
They're
in the
being
Walmart parking
obnoxious. Not to mention, they were getting cups from McDonald's, pouring it out and putting their beer cans underage inside the cup and drinking beer.
Sounds about right.
About a small town.
Nothing else to really do. But they would take these pictures. Guys in pictures are so weird.
Well, wait a minute. The Dairy Queen night, there was a wreck that happened, if you remember.
You
It
talking-
wasn't a wreck.
She popped her tire.
That's not a
Yeah.
wreck.
It's not a wreck, but yeah.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
That's different.
And then the
Well,
cop.
it wasn't drivable.
No.
Had to be towed.
Still not a wreck.
Fine.
But then I went to Walmart and got some WD-40. I got the wrong stuff. It was like cleaning stuff. And so we're like, it should be working. And the guy looks at it, he's like, this is for cleaning. This isn't to bust rust off.
Well, we all tried like getting the tire off,
Yeah.
but we couldn't.
And then the
It
cop was like cool with us. He's like, oh, is this your boyfriend? And I wasn't her boyfriend. So I sternly said, no. But then he followed us back to Dairy Queen. So we were the cool people.
With
And
the police escort.
yeah.
About 100 feet. Maybe a
Oh, that was just down the road.
Yeah, it was there.
Then he turned the sirens on and the blue lights after we got out, and I was like, shut up, we're not listening to you and stuff. And he's like, you guys better be quiet.
He was cool. I liked him.
And he was. Made me feel really cool. No one else cared, but I felt cool about it.
Well, did y'all like getting the police escort as a band? Coming home at night?
Yeah, I don't think it affected me as much as it could have.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was. I just thought it was cool on the lights. I like the lights.
I like the lights.
I like the lights.
But
You like the lights too?
I do.
You like the lights?
I love lighting. And I love light bulbs. But since we were talking about that wreck, let's talk about your wreck, Roger. You had a wreck you didn't tell me about. He totaled his freaking car, and I had no... So what am I?
It wasn't a secret.
What am I?
It wasn't a secret.
You didn't tell me. I didn't
actively
know.
try keeping it secret.
Let's talk about my wreck.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to yours in just a minute as the finale.
I wrecked.
Why'd you wreck?
The floor mat got up underneath the brake.
He's,
It slowed down a lot.
let me take this
What?
because you're boring me to death. All right, so first off,
I didn't actually want to talk about it.
he did it on his way to church,
It was on the way to church.
which is good.
It was a turn.
He was going somewhere. He blew through his stop sign trying to impress a girl
Absolutely.
that he had in the car.
Absolutely.
And then another person was coming. While he was drifting, hit that person.
Yeah, I was like Tokyo Drift style. And just bang.
I know all about Tokyo Drift style.
So what happened during your wreck?
He Tokyo Drift.
Not even my choice.
No.
Then what happened?
So what happened was, it wasn't actively raining at the time, but it had been raining before that morning, so the roads are already slick. And so I was on the acceleration ramp, like getting onto the interstate, and there was a guy behind me, and also doing the same thing. Well, apparently the guy thought I wasn't going fast enough, but like I was trying to go slower because of how bad the roads were.
Mm-hmm.
He decides I'm not going fast enough still. He tries to get over. I don't know what happens with him. He ends up speeding up while he's getting over, clips the back end of my car, and he causes me to like spin out. And like how the traffic worked, there were two lanes for the acceleration ramp, right?
Shut people.
Sorry, 2 lanes for the acceleration ramp, and then it adds another 3 lanes over here. So it's like I went across 5 lanes of traffic and hit the barricade.
Yeah, on the interstate.
Did he stop?
He did stop. It didn't matter. He didn't speak English. He didn't have a license.
Oh my God.
The truck wasn't his. He did have insurance.
I don't think you told me all that.
Golly bum. That's ridiculous. You got the worst case of it.
Yeah.
Did your insurance pay for it? Or help?
Yeah, they did. Because it got totaled, I actually ended up getting more for it, like the payout, and then I actually paid for my car.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But you had a nice car though.
It was
Yeah.
a pretty nice car. I do miss it. But yeah, that's what happened.
Nice. Well, something that do you guys have anything controversial? We can do 5 minutes of controversy.
Do we need to?
They want it. As in, they were like, hey, are we having this again? People like it.
All right. How controversial?
Last
He's
time,
ready with the scale.
last time we were talking about Andrew Tate and celebrities getting away with,
Who, you two?
Yeah.
child stuff. So, I mean, it was...
Why didn't you let me in on that?
Well, maybe if he had shown up.
I couldn't. I didn't think y'all were going to do it.
We told you we were.
we
You
definitely...
said y'all were meeting up. I didn't know you were doing an episode.
Maybe we didn't specify that we were definitely recording.
We'll go.
But we've definitely told you since then that we hadn't done
Yeah.
But do you have anything contra... I'm
trying to think of something else that happened recently that could...
Well, I can get my thoughts on the Tate situation.
Yeah, but that's like a few months out at this point. Speaking of,
Not really.
is it not?
No, it was almost like 2 or 3 weeks from when we talked about it. So by the time this one goes
When
up.
he just got arrested, that's been about a month
Yeah,
from now.
but but anyway, guys, if you aren't able to watch on YouTube and you don't have YouTube Premium, being able to listen while the phone is off and stuff, we are now on Spotify.
Do we have the video on Spotify too?
The
Or
video's
just
not
audio?
on.
I didn't know you could put video on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that
video
either.
on Spotify.
We might have to look into that. But right now, we are doing just audio on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Apple Music. I can't remember what it's called.
I think it's just Apple Music.
Apple Music. Okay, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Stitcher, radio.
Nearly wherever you listen to podcasts. We got them nearly all covered.
Yeah, all the stuff you can now listen to just audio. So if that's what you want to do, head over there. We'll enjoy seeing you there. You won't get to see the visual stuff like if we add extra content, but
Or our faces.
yeah.
Or our diagrams. But
Yeah. So you'll miss out on everything. No, I'm joking.
yeah, don't do that. Just stick with YouTube.
But once this episode comes out, you should be caught up with us, and so you'll be getting everything the same time YouTube is.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now you're getting 3 a week. There should be one already posted. But
3
Really?
yeah, just to catch them up.
Oh,
from
on the other things. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say we're doing 3 a week on YouTube.
No, no.
Like, we better start.
Is this going to be 3 right now?
It might be able to be 2. But, since we don't have anything controversial, we did have that one on the last episode. We'll just skip it for now. Do you guys, any closing remarks?
Foxes are cool animals.
They
Agreed.
are.
Nothing controversial there.
No.
No.
They're hard though. Like they're difficult.
Controversy.
Found a way to make it controversial.
You cannot domesticate a fox. They're always going to have that wild in them. Is what I was trying to say.
Just like they said that about wolves, probably.
Well, in our lifetime, we're not going to breed the wild out of the fox. Just like you can't tame a zebra.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Well, zebras are known. You can't ride them or domesticate them.
But
That's only if you know what you know.
who wants the outro?
Roger.
No, Josh has already tried like 3 times. You gotta let him finish.
I know.
No, we gotta let you finish.
So
Okay.
follow us on all of our socials right here. Actually, I think it stops right here.
We'll put
So
one there. That's good.
one right here, and then one right there, and it probably is. Follow us on all our socials. Get all the daddy and the boys that you can.
That was a daddy move right there. That was a daddy.
Vote who daddy is. There we go.
This one's got to be that. If you've stayed this long.
I'm gonna put this
there.
at the beginning.
No.
Oh no, I'm gonna put vote who daddy is at the beginning because I want people to do it. All right.
Well, we'll just have to do a whole nother intro thing.
Bye. That was a good episode.